It's special for us to come up to the mountains. It really is a place where we come together more than anywhere else in the world. There's just this wonderful sense of community, and you're a little closer to nature and being a little higher, even a little closer to God.
When you're here, you're from Cashiers. Absolutely. It's very welcoming.
I've been coming up here ever since I was a child. I used to come up with my parents and my grandparents, and now I bring my children up here.
The memories they connect from coming with their parents or grandparents or great-grandparents now.
The vision that my forefathers had is similar to the vision that his descendants still have for Cashiers, which is that it's a low-key getaway, appeals mostly to southern families that have been coming here for generations, many to escape the heat of the low country, with an emphasis on outdoor activities.
There's so much going on and there's so much to do, and a lot of it centers around the clubs that are here and the activities that they all provide, and whether it's water, tennis, golf.
Mountain golf is different. You have such beautiful views, wonderful, wonderful scenery. So for me, mountain golf is just the best.
We're in a temperate rainforest, which makes for great vegetation. Everything is beautifully green. The fairways have a lot of roll and undulation to them, so very rarely do you have a level, flat lie, which adds to the excitement of the golfing experience.
Folks are drawn here for the opportunity to spend time with family, enjoy outdoor recreation, and just slow down.
In getting back to nature, there's hiking, camping, kayaking, fly fishing, just anything.
I'm a painter, so I love to go up here because of all the scenery. It's a great place to paint. Everywhere you look, there's beautiful wildflowers. The children really get to enjoy themselves and experience riding.
We're in the southern Appalachians, and it's the second oldest mountain range in the world. So it gives people a sense that things have been occurring and living here for a long time. I think a good steward of land is to try to respect the naturalness of the land and conserve the property and leave it in its natural state as much as possible.
Geographically, the plateau is an artistic expression in itself, to work with the topography and to relate construction and building to that. It's a challenge to builders on this plateau.
People come here to the mountains and want to build a house. They typically want to build dreams. A lot of times they are looking for that multi-generational home. They want the privacy, they want that feeling of seclusion, and they like the intimacy of their little place in heaven.
These houses are passed down from generation to generation. The most important part of living in Cashiers is being outdoors. To look at the flowers, the trees, everything. So the porch becomes the main living space.
Natural materials are very important when designing a home in the mountains. Everybody wants that big stone fireplace to gather around in the evening with their friends and family.
The area's become a nationally renowned second home community.
What a rare jewel this area is, combined with an unbelievably fertile climate and soil.
There's two types of water in the Highlands Cashiers Plateau. You have Lake Glenville, which is the highest lake in the east, and it's one of the most pure lakes in the east. And then you have 7 different river systems.
The name for the Tuckasegee River comes from the Cherokee word which means turtle places. Bear Lake and others have a controlled release of water to the Tuckasegee, so it's always full and it's great for rafting.
There's over 800,000 acres of public land within a 45-minute drive of here.
Well, we were just driving along, going up the mountain, and we stopped at one of those little lookouts, and there was the mountains for miles. It was just beautiful. We've come to this quaint little village with all these cafes and bookstores. It was sort of shocking. I didn't even know that it was here.
The quaintness of the village of Cashiers is very unique. There are upscale shops and dining.
The restaurants, they are passionate about being creative with their dishes. We have just a wonderful climate that's conducive to the growing season and great local organic vegetables and fruits.
You'd be surprised how you can spend a whole day right here in the downtown area. There's stuff you can find up here that you can't find anywhere else. There's high fashion and there's great accessory stores, usually stuff going on in the Village Green, and there's, whether it's an art festival or some kind of music festival, and it's a great way to spend an afternoon.
That was the idea for the Village Green, is for it to be a community event venue where people could go and enjoy themselves.
There's so much to do in the summertime, from July the 4th festivals, on the green, or fireworks on Lake Glenville.
The Cashiers Village Council project, which is all about preserving the historical character of the town.
This is called the Zachary Talbert House. Mordecai Zachary started building this house in 1842, and it took him 10 years to complete.
The person that built it was the son of Colonel John Zachary, who was the founding pioneer of Cashiers, and the original furniture was in the house.
The curator of the furniture in the Smithsonian said, "This is the largest collection I have ever seen that we could name the person who made it."
My great-grandfather, which was E.H. Jennings, moved here from Pittsburgh in 1895, and over the years ended up amassing about 40,000 acres here, and did some really neat things with it, building inns here, the old Toxaway Inn, the Sapphire Inn, an inn in Brevard, to attract people from the New England area industrialists to come spend their summers here and vacation. And I think he grew in love with West North Carolina.
A fellow by the name of General Wade Hampton ventured up into this area around the turn of the century, and he purchased the property that is now High Hampton Inn and Wade Hampton Golf Club and built a summer lodge. He would come up with carriages and wagons, and they came up to their lodge and they would spend the summers up here.
And you're talking about a real trek to come out of the low country in the south where the climate was cool enough that they could summer.
Ernest Lyndon McKee, the first, purchased this property in 1922. Then a few years later built the High Hampton Inn that still is there today.
And this became sort of a gathering spot in an area that was a summer retreat for the aristocracy of the South.
Cashiers is a fantastic town. It has everything, and the people who live here are really good, solid people.
This is just different and special as a place and a community.